Hello, welcome back. Yes, I know in the previous video, I think I recall starting by promising to show you how to add users, but I think I didn't do that. Anyway, welcome back to tutorial 2. Yes, the first thing I'm going to do is show you how to add users. So ideally, imagine a situation where, for example, you're at a party or you're in a bar and you're trying to run a quiz. You've asked all the users to register, they finish registering, but they do not have a session assigned. So as an admin, you just simply have to come into your session. For example, if you're on the list of the sessions here, just be patient a bit. Yes, so I imagine you've just logged in and you select your session, for example, tutorial session. Yes, in this first form, you can be able to search for a particular user. So for example, you ask the participant what username they have decided. So for example, my username is CEO. So I just search here CEO, I select the account with the correct email, and I click add. It's as simple as that. Yes, I can be able to add other users. For example, I know a couple. Just add these. Yes, so in the situation that you're finished adding all your users, you can be able to see the complete list here. Imagine if it's long, you can be able to scroll through this list. These two little buttons, one is to remove a user from a session. So if I click this, it will ask me if I want to remove this user. I'll click OK. So it will update the list with a new user. I'll just add this user back in. But yes, and then this other little icon is to flag a user. So usually we have stubborn users who like pressing too much. So for example, if let's say the correct answer was A, but they accidentally pressed B, and then they want to force A, and then they press so many times. Yeah, basically if they become a nuisance, you can be able to flag them by clicking this little icon. So the next step we are going to go to at the moment is I'm going to show you how to run these. So if you look here, we have the title of the quiz. This next column shows you whether you have run that quiz. This shows you the status, whether it's active or inactive. So you can always only have one active quiz at a time. This one is to play that particular quiz in this session. And then this one is to reset it all. So what reset does is it clears all the marks in case there are any marks that exist for this particular quiz. It also, yeah, basically puts the first question as the first. Basically, if it was on the last one, it will make the first question the first active question. I'll show you that later in a little bit. This little skull makes this quiz the bonus round. So as you can see here, it says that you successfully made biology a bonus round. So what a bonus round means, that if users play it, it does not change the overall marks. So for example, in a situation where you have a tiebreaker and you want to decide maybe who takes the winner prize, yes, you can be able to add a quiz and make it a tiebreaker between the two groups that have tied. Ideally, that should not affect the overall marks here, but when you look at the bottom, you'll be able to see the overall marks, which I'll show you later. This next little icon or button takes you to the session settings. So we shall just go, for example, to the settings form for biology. So here the first row is auto run. So what auto run is, if it's checked, it basically allows the system to run the questions by itself. Basically, to show the first question, display the answer, and go to the next question. I'll show you that in a little bit. If you untick this, you have to manually click enter or the right button to go to the next question. Yes, usually we do this for situations where, for example, we're doing a music round and you want people to enjoy the song. Yes, something of that sort. So for now, I'm going to leave this in auto run. Then the score type, we have two types at the moment. We have basic and clock. Basic, basically for each question you pass, you get 3 points. If you fail, you get 0. Then for clock, it's a more competitive, and yes, it's a more competitive level. Basically what we do is if you answer within the first 5 seconds, you get 5 points if you pass. and then if you pass the question within the first 10 seconds, so that's after the 5, you get 3 points. Anything after that, you get 1 point. Yes, so that is very important. Again, I'll show you that later. Then we have the theme. Do you want it to be dark or light? And then again, this, do you want it to be a bonus round or not? Then we have incognito mode. Yes, so this is a more competitive and restrictive mode. Basically, in the situation where you want users to be able to answer, but they all see the correct answer at the end of the time. This is usually in situations where you have high stake prizes and you do not want to entertain any form of plagiarism. Then duration in seconds, these are the default seconds for each question. So usually we leave it at 15. For each question, you want it to run for 15 seconds. Then the mode here, we have points, we have fines, we have shorts. So the two active ones are points and fines. So for example, points is, yeah, people just get points for every question they answer. With fines, people still get points, but we use this, for example, at fundraisers or wedding launches where you're trying to raise some money for people. So if I'll show you this later as well. If I enter an amount here, for example, 1,000, this means that for every question that users fail, they'll be penalized with 1,000 shillings. Yes, but again, I'll show you this later. We shall just stick to points. Yes, so those are the settings for this particular quiz. So you can be able to customize your quiz depending on different circumstances. Okay, another thing that I'm going to show you is how to maneuver around, how to see the different questions in this biology quiz. Okay, just 1 second. Yes, so I made this a bonus round, so it can also show you here with this little icon that it's a bonus round. This next icon, it takes us to the list of our questions. So again, we'll be able to see the details about this quiz, the number of questions, when it was created, is it auto run, yes, things of that sort. And then here in this next tab, it shows you the different questions that are available for this quiz. Again, usually it's only admins that we advise to go to this area. So we have two icons here. So this first icon basically works out in situations where you want to reset a question. So for example, if a question, for example, this one, yes, if for example the answer that was set by the author of the quiz was wrong, and participants are debating about its authenticity, or whether it's basically disputing the question, you can be able to cancel the entire mark. So we call it resetting the question. So if there was any user, for example, had passed it, any marks that they had earned would be removed. Basically, it nullifies the question. That's what this first one does. So if I click it right now, again, it will ask me, do you want to reset this question? If I click OK, it will go into the system and nullify any marks that have been assigned. Of course, we have not yet played, so there's nothing to nullify. Then this next one means I want to make this the active question. So what that does is, if I run this quiz, it will start from this question. So usually this can happen in situations, maybe for example you're on the last one, but maybe someone missed out, and you want to go back, so you can be able to make this the new active question, and it goes back and the person who missed out is able to answer. Yes, so that's basically the different settings about our quizzes. Yes, in the next tutorial, we're going to delve deeper into what all those different settings do. Thank you very much. Stick around for our next tutorial. Cheers.